Barnes, come in. Myron is on his way back to your location. You should be ready when he gets there.
Where are you, Doc?
It's time to bring this to an end.
Understood. I'll prep the Avenger for immediate dust-off.
Alright, so Carter's dead. Let's go kill everyone else.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I never liked him anyway.
Man, Earth is looking pretty rough shape there.
Yep.
A lot of very bright glowy bits on the ground.
Yeah, Origin is wreaking his displeasure on the planet, I assume.
Yeah, I don't think our planet is supposed to be glowing to the point of iridescence.
Huh. Nice, big, ostentatious elevator. Yup, that's an alien overlord, all right. Tempting. Perhaps.
Carter might have gone for that.
You know, I think Carter would have gone for that. Although I don't know if his innate hatred of horrible, alien lunatics is,
Oh my god, I've seen this hallway so many fucking times.
These words, a man of genius. Together, we can explore the farthest reaches of our universe.
No. I've learned from your mistake. I will not follow your path.
This is the big sort of
language
spectacle thing. Yes, those are actual real letters in the Outsider language. I believe they say QWERTY ASDFJKL. Because the keyboard.
Are those the same characters in Enemy Unknown?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Because the little
Axis.
alien activity thing that pops up looks very similar.
I don't think Firaxis use the same language.
It's a pretty arena.
Yeah, so this is Origin's evil overlord headquarters, whatever the hell you like. It's worth noting that the room we just passed through, if you should play for yourself, it is worth sticking around a little while in there to mess around and look at all the stuff in there. Originally, that room, we had to cut it down for size reasons and memory reasons, but originally that room was supposed to be the alien equivalent of the X-Base Ops Center. It was
cool.
Structured virtually the same with the big globe where the view screen is and everything like that. So you should have gotten the subtle sense of deja vu as you walk through there, being like, I recognize this place. Why do I recognize this place? Unfortunately, we had to make it smaller in the interest of memory and other things.
Right.
However, this room was a special case because the artists were told that, the architects and artists were told, you can go all out in this room. We've actually turned off and streamed out all the light sources in the rest of the level. The entire rest of the level now is streamed out. This is the only thing in the game world right now. The skybox for everything else is gone. We have a new skybox with the moon in there. We have completely new lighting. Everything is completely different in this room. And the VFX are turned up to 11 here because, well, it's a final boss. Come on.
Yeah.
It needs to be epic.
And I like this room a lot. It offers like a lot of strategic possibilities.
This is one of the few rooms that basically didn't change at all.
Target! Oh, neat. They got it right the first time.
Yep, the bunker in the center changed a tiny bit, but virtually not at all.
Yeah, stims in this fight are absolutely essential.
I think this is one of the biggest combat areas by space in the entire game, actually.
I believe it.
Possibly slightly smaller than some of the areas in Flood, but not by much. It's definitely wider than those areas.
And just some advice for anyone else going through this. Don't pick up ammo until you absolutely need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a marathon. This fight is a marathon. There is no getting around it. It's multi-wave, it's multi-tier, it's multi-everything. And if you use up your resources before you're properly through most of it, you're going to be in an extremely bad spot.
Yeah. These little bunkers are also really nice.
Mm-hmm.
They offer a ton of protection. Your agents can easily shoot out and hit pretty much everything from them, so...
Stop that bastard!
And another drone wave. can see the little healing network they've got going on there.
Yeah. We had some interesting bugs regarding drones lifting agents in those bunkers. There's the requisite crikey from Dr. Weir. That proves he's Australian.
Yeah. Maybe I should have left that ammo till later. I still had 9 shots, but whatever.
Let me change his mind.
So how many enemies we got here? I count, what, 4 or 5 guys and 2 drones at the moment?
Dirty secret is that drones are free in AI calculations in this game because the player has drones, so we have to keep the archetype loaded all the time anyway. So drones are free. You can have as many drones as you want. Well, not well. Up until the players or testers start bitching about how many drones there are, which is about 4 is about the 4 is about the max. But we can have up to 7 enemies on screen, and by on screen I mean loaded into memory and in combat. 7 enemies, plus 2 agents, plus 4 drones, plus a player blob, a player drone.
That's a lot of entities when you think about it. It's pushing like, what, 15, 16?
Yeah, but we can only have 3 different archetypes of enemies loaded at a time. We cannot have those 7 enemies all be different archetypes. They all have to be from one of 3 archetypes. We cannot load more than 3 archetypes at once. You don't have the memory for it. On console. These limitations are all on console. None of these apply to the PC version of the game, of course.
He's making 4 of them! Enemy down! Get him down!
I do like how fast my cooldowns are on everything.
Yeah. You're in a position where most of the enemies have trouble attacking you because of the geometry of the room.
Yeah, this part of the fight's not too difficult because they won't really advance on you. They'll kind of hang back on that side.
Well, they're protecting Origin's pod, so no, they're not going anywhere. They're exactly where they need to be for defense.
God damn it. Yeah, you'll see that a lot throughout the game. The delay between the grenade's detonation and the agent's AI is not quite in sync.
Yeah, it's not synced. Yeah. We would have loved to be able to fix that, but unfortunately we couldn't.
So they dodge away, then they dodge right back
It's
into
one
it.
of these cases of timings changing very close to release.
And something that a lot of people forget, remember, because of the way I chose my powers, lift is also a pretty powerful debuff. So when an enemy is lifted, they are extremely vulnerable, and they'll take a damage multiplier.
Take cover there!
You combine that with the damage multiplier that your agents already get from you directing them to attack a target.
And
quite
stims.
a powerful one. And stims. It's quite a lot of
When you
damage.
put all that together, you can even kill a muton in like seconds. Which will be extremely relevant soon enough.
Upsy daisy then!
Spoilers, there are mutants in this encounter.
Yeah, the first 2 waves are just to soften you up. They haven't really come up with the hard stuff yet.
Yeah, these are the guys Origin just had lying around. Now he's going to be gaining in
not just yet. There's
reinforcements.
one left on the other side of the room.
There's one lone jerk-off. So, the AI has interesting behavior. When there's one enemy left, we actually tell him to suicide charge the player's position. Because no one wants to fight the lone straggler. Alright. This is where Origin starts taking things seriously and starts gaining in reinforcements from elsewhere on the ship.
Bastard! This one's mine!
There are places on the ship we haven't been yet. The Upper Spire and the Lower Spire both are places we haven't been, and presumably where there are more troops quartered.
Yep, there's a lot of them apparently.
In an earlier design for this map, when you teleported back to the hub to deal with Carter, Origin would have redirected the teleporter midstream and dumped you into an armory where a bunch of outsiders were kitting up, and you would have gotten a chance to fight some unique variants of outsiders, like basically they would be tier 3 outsiders, the ones you're fighting right now, except they would be missing random armor bits, and they would be using exactly.
That sounds pretty cool.
But they'd be using they'd be using like shittier guns or something like that. And one of the notable ones was you would be dealing with a muton that only had armor on its left side, or something like that. As far as I remember when I played
Would
it.
those have qualified as unique archetypes as well?
Yes!
So you can only have so many of them?
That was the problem.
I see.
They would be unique, and we couldn't load them into memory.
God
so
damn it,
fast.
he did it again!
Yeah. that does
Quartermass
happen.
loves his grenades.
He wants to study them.
Now that the Mutons are kind of close, now I want to use mind control. Yeah, you try and charge me, buddy.
Yeah, certain weapons make their charges a little more suicidal than you would think.
Yeah, but I always try and save mind control for like the best possible targets. You want to wait till enemies are clustered together in a group so they get they can all kind of focus on one another and not on you.
The main reason the armory was dropped, though, is not because of memory limitations. The reason is because, well, if you add up this video, the one before it, and the one before that, this is already a really, really long level.
Oh yeah.
And it would have been longer. The armory was a 15-minute encounter, at least. And frankly, at this point, we were kind of starting to doubt the player's stamina in terms of these long levels.
Would they be able to get through this? Well, especially the first time I played through this whole thing. You know, I didn't know the levels that well, and I was dying a whole lot. So I had to spend like 2 hours on it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck this! I'll do it tomorrow."
Yeah, if you die a lot in this level, it's quite possible.
Your first
that
time through,
stop.
you're gonna die a lot in this level.
Yeah, you won't want to do it in one go.
Diversion! Beginning target!
So then,
Also, another note here: the diversion is one of the best possible abilities you can bring into this encounter because the enemies will prioritize it over you.
yes. Cloak also works, though, as long as you move your agents away from you. If they're cloaked and they move away from you, the enemies will focus you, not the agents. Of course, this doesn't work if you've got a pack that, trades health for power for
But yeah, you
Power.
can see the Muton just jump down there. He's
he
going
just
for the
smashed the
diversion.
diversion, yeah.
Stop that bastard!
It doesn't last very long when a Muton Elite takes a liking to it, but it's better than him jumping on you.
But in the amount of time it takes for him to go after that and then come back to you, it's a wonderful bit of breathing room.
Blob released!
So between the Recon's diversion and my support's weaken, the anti-armor ability,
Weaken, yeah.
I am like ideally suited to fuck with Mutons.
You're really lucky he cast that plasma field at you and not your agents, because the one thing that makes those bunkers death traps is if a plasma field gets cast in them.
Oh yeah.
Then everyone has a very bad day.
I didn't want to use up the last of my heavy plasma pistol ammo, so I'm just picking up a plasma rifle there.
It's worth talking about ammo behavior now, since we haven't managed to talk about it throughout the entire rest of the LP because it hasn't been relevant, really. The way ammo and weapons that you drop and pick up work is that if your weapon has any ammunition left in it at all, it drops with the weapon. As you can see, when he picked that up.
I still have the same ammo that I had.
Right. If your weapon has no ammo left in it, it just
It disappears.
poofs into oblivion when you drop it, which can be irritating if you have a weapon that you can't easily pick up again. You're out of ammo and you need to temporarily switch to something else. You can't do that.
Which is exactly what happened in the first part of this mission, when I dropped the lightning cannon the first time.
Yes. But it was a necessary sacrifice, unfortunately, because we never wanted to have the player able to pick up a weapon that was empty.
And now we get to the interesting part. So if you look on that side of the arena, well, we've seen 3 Mutons, but that's just the left side. Oh, there's another 3 on the right. Wonderful. 6 elite Mutons.
So,
No, wait, I'm sorry. 4 elite Mutons and 2
2 regular
standard
mutants. Yeah.
On your target!
So this is the point where the game is telling us, go press the button and run away very fast.
A smart man would not attempt to engage these odds in combat.
I am not
However,
a smart
no
man.
one has ever accused you of that.
So let's see how long I can hold these fuckers off.
No fair peeking at the time left bar on the video. That's cheating.
It is a bit long, so if you get bored with immensely tedious combat, then you can skip ahead a little bit. But I'll go over my strategy. Basically, when I was talking earlier about being ideally suited to fuck with Mutons, this is what I mean. The distraction is absolutely essential. You throw that thing down, all the Mutons will go for it instead of you.
Get down!
I do my absolute best to try and keep at least half the arena of distance between me and the Mutons as much as I can. And basically, I'm doing my best to juggle the aggro between my distraction and mind control. I try and offset them, so when I'm using one, I'm not using the other. Because if you use them both at the same time, when they both run out, you are fucked.
Yeah, so it's worth knowing that, of course, you're kind of cheating in that you're specking yourself. You've specced yourself and your agents, or chosen yourself and your agents specifically for this part of the fight. This is normally even more difficult than how it appears, which will be in that statement will become more and more eyebrow raising as this part goes on.
So yeah, basically the best strategy is put the diversion down. As soon as the diversion's out, run away from it. I'm putting my agents on the other side of the arena. All the mutons will go towards the diversion and give me a little more breathing room.
Yes, it is a good strategy. I'm going to spoil everybody. This part of the fight is meant to appear. Note I say appear infinite. It isn't actually infinite. It can't be, because we were running into out-of-memory crashes on the consoles when you did this part of the fight for long enough. It is not actually infinite, but it is functionally infinite in that the chance of you actually being able to outlast every single enemy in the spawn queue is very low without debug.
Yes.
If you have debug, it's very easy, of course, because it's just numerical, not time-based.
True. And other things make this fight even more difficult as it goes on. There's a finite amount of ammo packs on the ground.
Yeah, that's the big one.
The mutons will drop their scatter lasers, but it's a scatter laser. It's not great.
Yeah, you're not.
It's not bad. If you get close and you unload the whole thing into their face, it'll do some damage. But
and if you spec'd into the laser pack if you took the laser pack on this mission for the sole goal of making this section more easy, your faith has been rewarded. Congratulations. No one does that though. No one would ever do that.
And also, another way that I am ideally suited to kill these guys is between lifting an enemy, the combat stims, and, what else was there?
Weaken?
Well, basically between lifting an enemy and the combat stims, you have a huge damage bonus on these guys.
And then if you weaken them, their armor goes poof.
Exactly, yeah. And the weaken ability recharges very quickly.
Yeah, so, weaken is meant to recharge very quickly because there really isn't anything else that lets you just fuck up the armor.
And it's absolutely necessary, too. The amount of ammo it would take to chew through their armor is just ridiculous. Just don't even bother shooting at these guys while they still have their armor on. I only ever actually try and damage them after I've used Weaken.
Now, if you were a true savior of humanity, you'd be trying to punch these guys to death.
And also, I mentioned it earlier, but I save my levitate power. I try not to use it too often because there's always going to be one of these guys that manages to jump at you, and that's my oh shit, get away from me moment. It gives me enough time to back up a bit.
I'm going to be surprised if you don't manage to ever catch one of them mid-jump with lift.
I think I did it once, and it didn't quite take effect till he landed.
It behaves unpredictably.
I never got anything spectacular out of it.
It's one of those famed will-not fixes where it's just like, if you manage to do this, congratulations. It doesn't break anything, but it looks weird as hell.
I'm lucky here. I've got a little bit of breathing room. I've killed enough mutons that they're all at the other side of the room, because they keep spawning in. There's always going to be 6 of them. Always.
Yeah, when one dies, another one spawns in, and depending on which one you killed, another one of that type spawns in.
But that gave me enough breathing room to run into that bunker and get some more ammo for my lightning cannon.
It's, there's the small... People probably obviously noticed that there are 2 different types of ammo packs or everything. You probably didn't notice them for the human ammo, because we didn't see human ammo for very long in the game, but the small pack gives you, I believe, 1 magazine of ammo for the weapon, for energy weapons, and the large pack gives you full ammo for that weapon.
Not always, actually. With the lightning cannon, the large one... Oh, wait, no, sorry, you're right.
Yeah, it gives you 1 shot, because that's a full magazine.
Oh, wait, no, the large pack only gives you 2 shots. It doesn't fill you up to 3.
It fills... Okay, I should clarify. It fills your reserve ammo.
So yeah, if you're out of ammo entirely, it fills the reserve, but it doesn't fill everything. So
this is a
you can only get 2 shots from a large pack.
This is a perennial issue that very few people ever get right in games, which is that...
Oh my god, look at that beautiful cluster, but... Oh, they're jumping out of it.
Yup. Yeah, they try not to stay together too much because, I actually think the mutants have some code that specifically tells them to stay away from each other because they can create some pretty nasty pathing snarls if they get too close just because of their size.
Oh, but I've got my mind control already, and again, they're in a lovely little group, so this is just the perfect time to go to town on them.
Mm-hmm.
Cut them down to size.
So, control one, and then weaken the rest.
Man, that was
They really don't do that much damage to one another.
Yeah, they don't because they're using scatter lasers, which means that they don't hurt armor very much.
Yeah, well, it's a nice distraction anyway. And have
You
some
just stick
grenades.
a couple of them while you're at it, yeah.
I didn't throw those too well, but I still got some splash on them. Fuck you.
Nice little ding there to acknowledge that, yes, in fact, you're awesome. That ding, I believe, actually was a sound effect that we had originally for the carnival assets, for the strongman thing. You know, you whack the pad and it goes up, it goes ding and hits the bell at the top. And someone was like, you know, what do you do when players combine powers or whatever to kill an enemy? You should really, give them a thing that tells them, hey, good job, you did a thing.
Oh god, look at that plasma. There's so much of it.
And that was the first sound effect that someone grabbed and everyone loved it. Yes,
It's very satisfying.
It's most satisfying, I find, when you use the human sniper rifle. And you just
and that,
you get a ding every time you headshot somebody.
Yeah. And again, the damage bonus you get for lifting and combat stims, that also applies to the lightning cannon.
Yes, it applies to everything.
Over there.
So don't use the lightning cannon unless you can maximize your damage output, because you don't get much ammo for it.
Yeah, that was the one problem. We had, I believe we wanted originally to have an ammo system for it that involved giving it 500 or 400 rounds of reserve ammunition, and then as you charged it, it would eat through your ammo.
And how powerful the shot was, how much you managed to charge it with.
It
Okay.
was directly in proportion to how much you charged it. Exactly. But, that got weird because we couldn't really apply different effects to the gun depending on how long you charged it. Or at least our code didn't support
Oh my
that
god,
to me.
that's a lot of plasma. Again. A lot of my guys spend a lot of this fight just screaming.
Oh, well, you know.
Weir's fire scream is funny as shit, though.
The fire screams, the VO recording for that was, I have it on good authority, was extremely funny for all concerned. I guess
I
that's
wish I could have been a fly on that wall.
Yeah, I do too, actually. But, yeah, the funniest parts of VO recording are always the onomatopoeia sections, right? You know?
Right.
I mean, if you just listen to some of the pain sounds and stuff that people make in games, you really have to wonder how people get that sound.
Friendly blob.
Let's see. Drones out, blobs out. I'm just
Get your head
using
down.
the actual
Closing in on
in-game thing movement because I don't want to be vulnerable while I'm telling my guys to move at this point. There's a big old...
Yeah.
God damn it. Well,
Stay close. Stand in one spot.
I already issued Weir's commands to do those animations, so you can't control him until he finishes his animation. So I took a little bit of damage there.
That's why you should never use stack mode out of cover.
Yeah,
I mean,
but then again,
We need a defense.
one of the nice things is my recharge times are so low that my heal time is 15 seconds between heals. So that's way more than I really need.
It's quite low.
Where are my guys? Okay, there's still doing their thing.
Stems. Stems ready. We can out.
Stims are not are not reliant on you remaining within the field. As long as you're within the field, you cast, you have it.
Yeah.
So
And I've swapped out the lightning cannon for the plasma one because there's a lot of those lying around from the outsiders.
I wonder why there's so many.
Move out.
Yeah, but yeah, let's click to the other side of the arena. It's getting crowded over there.
Move.
I see you're finally deciding to adopt Zelda-style movement. Whew. Another bullet dodged there.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, these guys are not too dangerous at range because
Yeah.
scatter lasers.
Mm-hmm. Now, imagine if these were enemy unknown mutons. Yeah.
Especially the elite ones with the heavy plasma.
Or berserkers.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, if
Bring him down!
honestly, if the elite mutons had the heavy plasma assault cannon or whatever it is, that would be completely terrifying.
Yeah, I was really sad that we didn't really have a chance to
Combat stims.
we didn't really have a chance to do an official like universe trading stuff with Firaxis. It was more sort of on the optional side, or the sort of, you know, wink and a nod side.
Well, I'm glad that there was any at all.
Yeah.
Commence.
It was, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, there's a little William Carter cheat code you can use in Enemy Unknown.
Yes, if you're watching or have watched Guapo Moments, Enemy Unknown, and NLP,
Which you should, because
it's amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you should. Please do, because it's a really good actual XCOM game, as opposed to this game, which is a terrible XCOM game, but a definitely
outside, I think. Anyway, I'm getting kind of desperate here. Oh Jesus!
Now to start the rush.
Yeah.
This is a really good time for me to bow out because
Real good time to
Agents-
leave.
There we go. Yeah, time to get out of there. I had done that fight many, many, many times. I didn't want to botch another recording, so I just pieced out.
It can go wrong very fast.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get gooped up.
Let's get all sexy and goopy now.
Stand down.
And none of the outsiders understand because they don't speak English.
Oh boy, let's play spot the factual inconsistencies in this cutscene. There are so many.
Hey, he's got the light plasma pistol.
Yes, he does. Good spot. Good spot. It's the one canonical time where it shows up.
Yeah, we're into heavy canonical inconsistency territory here, especially as an XCOM product.
Good God.
Oh,
I
we'll
know.
have plenty of time to talk about that.
There will be. But for now, I think we just saved the world.
It is complete.
Yay!
And then what happened?
We had control of the ship, the Ethereal and I. We could feel everything in the Mosaic network. I could communicate with every remaining outsider on Earth. The potential was amazing. These creatures came here to conquer, but Mosaic allowed me to reason with them. I was able to convince them to rebuild our world in exchange for their freedom. We worked with them to dismantle and hide what we could. We had to destroy what we weren't able to conceal. We did manage to save a small amount of their technology for study. The things we'll be able to learn from them will be incredible.
And the outsiders themselves?
Unfortunately, given all that happened, we could not offer them asylum on our planet. We returned control of their ship and allowed them to continue their search for a new world.
A questionable decision. Even with the outsiders gone, evidence remained.
No, I'm not comfortable with deception, but the story seems to have worked. The areas that we couldn't hide have been sealed off. I'm told that our associates in the National Archives are busy erasing any trace of those locations. Soon, there won't be any evidence of the outsider invasion. No one will ever know that we've had contact with a species from another world.
This lie will hold?
I'm not comfortable with the idea, but yes, anyone who could reveal the truth is already part of XCOM or not around.
What of the infected?
After research, and with the help of Mosaic, we were able to clear the infection.
Bullshit, I did that.
Upon awakening, the sleepwalkers had no
You did.
memory of anything that had happened.
Fortunate.
You did.
And the other creature?
The Ethereal broke our bond shortly after the outsiders left our world. Its status, its location, and its intent are unknown.
Understood, Doctor. That'll be all. For now.
So yeah, we burned everything to the ground and forgot all the cool shit we learned.
God. Yeah, that, by the way, that, you're not You're not dreaming. That's part of the Enemy Unknown theme that showed up during that Starfield segment.
Yeah, so honestly, that's the
here's
only
the
weak
credits.
point of the game, is that it has to reset everything to 0 at the end in order to fit in with the regular XCOM canon. Which, I wish it didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really shitty, and I'm not happy about it at all. But that entire ending
your
cinematic,
hands were
though,
tied with that.
that entire ending cinematic is brought to you courtesy of, well, not 2K Marin, mostly. I mean, we did the work on it, but, that was not anybody's idea of what would have liked the ending cinematic to do. It's just had to
Where's
have
your
tie-ins
name in
and
all of
that
this?
jazz.
Have we already seen it?
Seen what? Oh yeah,
Where's your name?
I was in the first page of credits. Yeah.
You
missed
Sorry, I
it.
didn't point it
Yeah.
out. Oh well.
No, I'm not pointing it out. Are you kidding me? But I will point out certain things that as they go past if I need to. And I can't really think of anything I would want to. But oh yeah, check that out though. Craig Mullins did concept art for this game back when it was being mostly done by 2K Australia. And we actually ended up using some of his designs. He's really expensive. And here we go. The good men at 2K Australia. This credits list is basically the same one you're going to see on Borderlands the pre-sequel if you play it, because their staffing hasn't changed that much.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Kudos to
Man,
them for
this-
getting their own project and taking it all the way to completion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and staying alive.
This credit sequence is pretty freaking long. This project changed hands a couple times.
Oh god, yeah, it did. And we got a lot of help from other places in 2K for it. A ton of the modeling was done by the good men and women at 2K China. There were quite a few trips to Shanghai done to do, relations and such between the two studios.
I've only been in. I went to Shanghai last year. I was only there for a day.
Yeah. 2K Publishing, the credits of their role in the credits of which will be that's gonna be the same for pretty much every game for the next 10 years, I think. People don't leave publishing very often. Actually, there's one person whose name just went off the screen. Two people whose names just went off the screen who have left that I know of. But they're on to other things.
Bigger and better things.
Yeah, more different
other
things for them.
things.
More just different things for them. So that was XCOM in all caps with no dash, which is important to specify.
Oh yeah. I guess it's also worth mentioning that the ending that we got is different depending on who the Ethereal chose to bond with, and the one we had is certainly the I don't want to say best, but most humane ending.
The chains on the Outsiders would say otherwise, but yeah.
Well, okay.
No, yeah. it's-
Okay, I won't spoil what happens with the other two. This isn't going to be a 100% run. If
Yeah,
you
look
want to
them up on
find out,
YouTube.
go buy the game. It's like wait
Or-
for a Steam
or-
sale.
or
It's
buy
like
the game.
$7.
Buy the game or
yeah,
look it up on YouTube if you just want to see the endings. But the fate of the Outsiders is different depending on which ending you choose. But all of the endings obviously end with them not being around anymore because reasons.
From a story perspective, it would have been really cool to have another species on the planet who can cohabit, and
Yeah.
could have had a District 9 situation for a bit.
That's
Stage
probably
for
what
a
it would have
sequel.
ended up as. Yes.
Well,
That's-
I'm sure the Outsiders wouldn't have minded too much to unplug them from the Mosaic network. They all get happy like Bob, and they'll make little farming communes.
I don't know. What do they eat?
Goo? That's actually a good question.
That was nothing.
How
that
do
was
they
never
chew with
explained.
those mouths?
Okay, the mouth opening is vertical, but they actually have a pretty much human jaw structure behind it.
Oh yeah, okay, I can kind of. I can
They
see
have
that, I
to,
suppose.
otherwise we couldn't have animated their mouths correctly or done voice acting for them very correctly. So yeah,
Well, you
they're
could
basically
have done like a sort of the sectoid thing where they don't have. How do sectoids eat?
Oh, that is understood canonically. Sectoids get like nutrient goop.
IVs or
They get like nutrient IV goop, basically. Yes. So
okay.
that is no, because sectoids are essentially a manufactured species, according to all XCOM canon. They're
Okay,
basically
I guess that makes sense
manufactured.
as well. And without a mouth, basically, if one
Right.
ever went off the farm, it's just going to starve to death.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's one of the reasons why they don't have mouths, is to make them easier to control, so that they're perpetually subservient to whomever controls their delicious food nipples or whatever.
Man, sucks to be a sectoid.
I think that's sort of the mantra of the XCOM universe, is it's really shitty being a sectoid.
Baby, he's crying for me. And as the
Well, I guess that lays the groundwork for our next XCOM game, XCOM: The Last Sectoid. Follow the story of Bill the Sectoid as he attempts to create a new life on an Earth that is convinced he doesn't exist, or that he's some government experiment gone wrong.
It'd be kind of funny if it took sort of like an Octodad approach, or
Yeah, totally normal human child, not a sectoid at all.
well, hang on, wasn't there you ever hear that game Kill All Humans?
Destroy all humans, yes.
Yeah, there we go. That's I guess that's sort of similar. Sectoid gets
Yeah, it's sort of the
involved.
Revenge
Not
of the Sectoids,
Sectoid
yeah.
in quotes, but close enough.
It's Revenge of the
He's got
Greys,
a-
yeah.
There you go. So it's not always terrible to be a sectoid.
I guess. Although I believe that guy in Destroy All Humans had a mouth, so he could deliver one-liners.
Also, I wonder how much you guys paid to get the rights for all these songs you only use in the credits.
Oh my god, probably way more than we should have. Or you can look at thebureau-game.com/music credits to find out for yourself. And here's our VO cast. Let's give these
Mark
let's give
Hildreth.
these people a hand, folks.
Slow clap right there. Yeah, everyone.
I'm not actually
everyone's-
going to do it because, it would be loud. But, yeah.
I like seeing people's double roles here. Cholsky was also an outsider sniper.
Yep.
Shamash was an outsider flanker. Axis, General Deems, and J. Edgar Hoover was in this?
Yes, yes, in the very, very beginning.
Okay, that must have been like the opening cutscene thing that I've forgotten.
In the very, very beginning of the first mission. Yuri Lowenthal, starring as Nils.
I wish they'd gotten Boris Givsky to actually do some, agent lines.
Yeah, I wish we could have had an actual...
He would have never left my squad.
Oh, and the man who does every monster voice in every game ever, Fred Tagliatore. Also known as doing the Beast form of the Beauty and the Beast unit for Metal Gear Solid 4, and every single monster in every movie ever. I'm not kidding, look up his IMDb entry.
That is a name I didn't know.
Yes.
Cool. It's weird to see these people who have found like this bizarre niche that they just absolutely
Yeah.
dominate.
Or then there's people like Steve Bloom, who are just everyone to everything.
Yeah. Honestly, he's so ubiquitous. Like I don't. It's more uncommon to find a game he's not in these days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is pretty... He does a lot of things. Oh, and here are the dedications! So, these dedications are obviously kind of funny. I will try and point out ones that I can tell who they're from.
Alright?
If it's... Oh, Carter the cat. Yes, Carter Cat was a cat who was adopted during the Bureau's development time. We found him in the parking lot one day, and he became the office cat for a while. He was an asshole, just like Carter.
Well, he's a cat. Goes without saying.
Yeah.
Captain Port.
That was one of our AI designers, Chris Port.
Someone's married to a Korean lady.
Yes, don't know who that is. Thanks to my amazing wife, Christy, and wonderful dog, Captain. That was a friend of mine on the QA team.
Do you have a little entry here?
Do I? I don't know if I did get mine in. I'm not sure. We'll know eventually, I guess. I don't think that they're in alphabetical order by last name. So. Nope, I didn't get one in. Oh well. Whatever.
Aw, oh well.
I couldn't think of anything good. No, I remember why I didn't get in. I couldn't think of anything good to say or anything, you know.
Big thanks to the fans. Because, you know, they were how supportive they were.
The fans that helped make Dexcom possible. Oh my god. Who are they? There are none of them in the entire world.
And that'll be it for the Bureau. I'm going to be covering the DLC, which is Hangar 6 R&D, but that'll be sometime in early January, it looks like. So I hope you guys will join me then, and thanks for watching.